Hi, it's Danny. How are you? Okay, after all of this, thousands of hits and comments on my last video on YouTube, I guess I have to make a statement. I have to change things. Honestly, it just was my family giving me feedback, especially my kids, my younger kids, telling me, summing up everything, that my last video pretty much sucked. Thank you for that. Well, I looked at myself, and yeah, well, I can understand why they think so. It wasn't maybe a great professional made video. On the other hand, it's kind of an experiment for myself, you know. I just think it's pretty much boring, even if I like it, but it's still boring, you know, driving for hours on the highways and so on. So for me it's more like a kind of a passatempo, like something that you just do to try to be active and focused. So that's mainly the reason for myself, right? Then I also thought about, okay, while I'm driving these cars, why not giving just my own thoughts and feelings about the car itself. And who knows, it's a big world, and maybe someone is like, well, I don't want to say happy or anything, but more like can get maybe a couple of seconds of useful information about the cars and so on. Okay, that's it. It was now a longer statement than I thought to give up from the beginning, but maybe slowly you will start to know me better and understand that things can go a little bit wilder. Okay, so today I'm driving a BMW. It's a 218i Gran Tourer, and today I'm driving it in Sweden from coast to coast, from the east side to the west side. Why? It's easy because I got this car myself in Göteborg in Sweden, and now after talking to them, to the garage, they told me that I had to give it back to them after 3 years. This is a 2016 model. I had it on private leasing for 3 years, and some figures about the car, about the experience for us. We drove it 36,000 kilometers, which is 12,000 kilometers a year. Not a lot, but we mainly use the car driving it around where we live, you know, just to shop and drive the kids to different trainings and so on. So this was like the mainly use of the car, and then yeah, maybe some trips within Sweden. That's it. Talking about the car itself, there is a lot of positive, sunny things to tell you about, and then of course there is like some smaller negative things that maybe you should think about it yourself if you're planning to buy this car. Gran Tourer, okay? This is a minivan. It's a 7 seats. It's the first minivan from BMW. So it's not a big car from externally. I think it's about 4 meters 40 around that. So it's not big. I mean, there is a lot of bigger station wagons out there, but what counts in this car is the inside. The inside is it's pretty much big, and it feels also spacey. Okay, so sitting here as a driver, I have a kind of a higher seat position than in a normal car. I wouldn't say like a SUV, but something in between, between a normal car and a SUV. So you sit a little bit higher, okay? And this is positive, I think. You have a really nice view around the car. Then again, talking about the inside, it's a 7 seats, yes, but I definitely wouldn't put 2 adults in the back seats all the way back, because they're just too small. It's too tight. There is not enough space. It works fine with kids and younger teenagers, no problem. Also for shorter distances, but don't think like, oh, I'm gonna get this car, so I'm gonna go out with my 6 friends and they're fun. I mean, it just doesn't fit in the way back. Otherwise, 5 people can sit without problems. There is really a lot of space in the back, in the front. Okay. Then again, I bought this car because I'm a BMW fan. I always like the cars, the brand, especially the brand itself. So I thought, yeah, now it was time, like, for our family to get a minivan, very practical, because you have a lot of space, you can put a lot of things in the car. So we decided to buy this car. Yeah, now again, yes, it's a BMW, and this was the main reason why we bought it. And then it comes the question: is it a BMW by definition, like as we know it? It's not easy to answer. Personally, after the 3 years, I don't think that this is a real BMW. Okay, of course there is like some. Oh wait, there is a tunnel. So is it a real BMW? Yes or no? Still thinking about it. Yeah, it has the brand, you know, the logo everywhere, but it doesn't really feel like a real BMW. I think. Why? These 2 main reasons. Reason number 1: this is a front wheel drive. Is that a typical BMW? No. Most of the BMWs, as we know, are back wheel drive. Okay. Are the differences between front, back? Talking about the everyday use, it's not a big difference. Of course, if you're an enthusiast, you know, if you really feel the small differences driving the car, yeah, of course. But it's not like really things that you think about it, you know. Main reason number 2, it's the engine. We're talking about, this is a 3-cylinder with a okay power, 135 horses, but as I say, 3 cylinders, BMW, no, I don't think so. As I think I told you also in the first video, I think today's cars, are there any 6 cylinders out anymore? I don't think so. Volvo, no. BMW, yeah, but high end, right? But like I drove a car, a 330 Touring. Yeah, it was a 4 cylinders, 250 horses something, but 4 cylinders. the 320 4 cylinders, and now we're here 218 3 cylinders. I guess this is how it is today. I mean, you will get smaller engines, and I guess we have to just accept it. That's how it is. But about the reasons, BMW, yes, no, and this was pretty funny. Talking home about the car and so on. My wife was pretty much disappointed about driving it, about the power of the car, and yeah, I can agree. I mean, it works fine if you just use it for the reasons that we actually thought from the beginning, you know, to use it just to go on small distances. On the other hand, if you drive a car, this is how I feel sometimes. I just want to feel happy driving it, to put like a smile on my face, you know. And did this happen with this car? I actually don't think so. You can push it as hard as you want, nothing happens. You have this 3 different modus, Eco Pro, and then the standard one, Comfort, and then again Sport. Putting on Sport, yeah, something happens, you can feel it, the difference, but again, it doesn't really put a smile on your face. So I think this car with the bigger engine, with the 220, I think it would be a much better and funnier car. So if you want to have fun for a longer time, I would recommend you to buy the bigger engine actually. Okay. Yeah, and now you can see, yes, there it is. It's a BMW 218i Gran Tourer, 7 seats, as I already told you. So here you can see how it looks in the front. Yeah, what can I tell you? I don't have a lot of options in this car. What I don't have is sport seats. I have these standard seats, and this was actually the biggest issue for myself. They really suck, these standard seats. I didn't like them at all. So if you want to do a good investment and put some money in the car, just try to get the sport seats. It's really I can recommend you to do so. Then I don't have any navigation and special features there. Is it okay? Yeah, well, I can work it out with my phone, but of course, if you have a navigation, it makes it easier. So this is very basic what I have here, but yeah, everything works fine. You know, it's another thing that just I wasn't maybe 100% happy about it. It's like the quality of the car. Yeah, it looks okay, right? But when you touch it and so on, it doesn't really give you the feeling of you see, this is really cheap plastic. Then another thing, yeah, I think I already told you in the first video, here too, it's this black piano. Well, it's not really piano, this one. This is more like just black. Well, I wouldn't take it. It scratches all the time, and it just doesn't feel like we have really to look after it and so on. So I wouldn't. I would take something else. yeah, I'm not gonna show you a lot of the car because it's like basics, you know. It's not so much stuff that you can do with it, but in general everything works as it has to work, and it's good enough. It's okay. Bye. Yeah, hi, here I am again. I just thought to give you my last couple of thoughts about the car. So who knows, maybe you will go after this video right away to your car dealer shop and buy it, or maybe not. Maybe you will change your thoughts and buy another one. Okay, just to make it short, if you want a minivan, if you want 7 seats, and if you don't want to have a standard car, I don't know, in the States you might have all these standard brands, let's face it, Chrysler, Ford, and so on. In Europe you have Volkswagen, you have Fiat, Peugeot, and so on. And this was a bit like the reason why we took this car. If you want to stand out a little bit, if it's possible at all with a minivan, then I think you make a good choice actually to get the BMW. It's still, you have still the logos everywhere in the car, so it just gives you the feeling to drive a BMW. Yes, go for it. Then on the other hand, is it worth it to pay maybe more for a minivan just to, because it's a BMW? These are things that you have to you can answer by on yourself, because worth it, not worth it. I mean, it's if you like something, then you just go for it. I like BMW. I want a BMW, so we got the minivan BMW. That's it. Then of course, if you start to compare the different minivans, I guess plus minus you will end up with the same result. I mean, what is important? Practicability, 7 seats. Oh, well, I guess all the minivans have it. So again, to make it short, yes, good car. I would recommend you 2 things. If you want and if you can, try to buy the stronger engine, the 4 cylinders, 220i or diesel if you want, number 1. And number 2, get these sport seats. Very, very important, believe me. I think that's it. So we had fun 3 years with this car. I'm gonna be a bit sad to give it back. On the other hand, we will get a new car, and I will post a new video about it. So the next car, it's gonna be, guess which brand? Of course, BMW. It's gonna be a 320i Touring X-Drive. Okay, so have a good time and enjoy the good weather, hopefully, and the summer. Okay, have a good time. Bye bye. As you can see, there is a lot of space, so now it's a 7 seats.